Hello everybody, we're feeling alive and doing chapter 5. We're almost to the end of our chapter book. Chapter 5 is Mark Makes a Budget Plan. If we remember back to chapter 4 was called Saving and Spending Money. And if we remember, our friend Mark was a little upset that he didn't have enough money to buy his video game system yet. And he said, I need to make a budget plan so I can buy my video game. So let's check out what we're going to be paying attention to in chapter 5. We're going to see what is this chapter about, what does the budget plan show, where does Mark put his money, what does Mark get to pay for the video game system, and what is important to know about this chapter. So just like always, we're looking out for the key details and vocabulary words that we're learning in chapter 5. So I'm going to peel off the last page. I wanted to bring your guys' attention to something that we would be using in the classroom, and the students are very used to seeing this yes and no. So it's nice that Unique Learning Systems puts a yes and no on the communication board. I wasn't able to print this out in color, but in class we do. So usually yes is green and no is red. So if you wanted to feel a little crafty and make one yourself, you could use yes and no. There also should be, in the binders that I sent home in March, the black binders or the colored binders that I sent home, there's the Velcroed picture symbols. There should be yeses and nos. So you should be able to either create some yourself, just draw a little circle with a happy face or a sad face for yes or no. And you can use those, you can ask your students yes or no, which of these answers is correct. So that's another way that you can do these lessons. So you could say like, is the answer budget plan? Yes or no. So that's another way that you can get an answer from your student while we're doing this. Okay, so key details. We're finding out if this budget plan is going to work out for him, and hopefully he'll be able to buy his video game system this chapter. We'll see. All right, so Mark makes a budget plan. We have our title picture. It looks like there's a budget here, and he's always thinking about that video game system. So let's see what happens. Mark makes a budget plan. It will help him save money. So remember that saving money is when we keep it for a longer time and let it grow and use it to spend on bigger purchases. It says the budget plan shows money that Mark earns. That means the money that he gets from his jobs that he does. It says it shows how much money he needs to save. Let's turn the page. Here's our picture. It shows some of the details of his budget. It says money earned is $200. So he has $200. He has money to spend, which is $100, and money to save, which is $100. All right. It says the video game system costs $300. Mark knows how much money he needs to save. He will save money each month, and he also knows how much money he can spend. Okay, so it sets a nice guideline for him to know how much to spend and save. We're here on page 37. We have a picture of, it looks like a check, and then he's going to use it into his savings. It says that Mark follows his budget plan. Great job, Mark. Mark puts money into his savings account, and he writes down the money he spends and saves. So it's a really good idea to keep track of how much money you have. On the next page it says, Mark works hard and saves money. Now he has enough money. Mark can buy the video game system. Yay, Mark. He worked hard and saved his money. Here we are. It looks like somebody's exchanging cash, dollar bills, into a deposit slip. Let's see. It says Mark goes to the bank to get his money. He takes money out of his savings account. Remember, a bank is somewhere where we go to put our money that's safe. Mark gets cash to pay for the video game system. I think that was one of our questions. That sounds familiar, that Mark gets cash to pay for the video game system. Okay. Guys, look, here's our friend Mark. He's got it in his hand. He did it. He was able to buy the video game system. Mark feels proud that he can buy what he wants. He earned money at his job, he followed his budget plan, and now Mark buys the video game system. Hooray for Mark. That is the end of the chapter. I'm so happy Mark got to buy his video game system. All right, let's check it out. Let's answer the questions while the story's fresh in our head. Today I'm going to use a blue pen. Question 1. What is this chapter about? Was it about a budget plan? Was it about classwork? Or was it about making the bed? I definitely don't remember talking about a bed. Classwork, we're doing classwork right now, but that's not what the story was about. Let's again go back to our title to see if we're right. Mark makes a budget plan. Let's see, budget plan. Survey says, yes, budget plan is the answer. Answer to number 1 is A. Guys, I was so excited to answer the questions. What did I forget to do? I forgot to put my name. Miss P. Okay. All right, so excited. So I was so excited for Mark. All right, number 1 was budget plan. This chapter is about a budget plan. Let's see. Budget plan. Budget. Question 2. What does the budget plan show? Does it show the food that Mark eats? I don't remember talking about food. The clothes that Mark wears? I don't think we talked about clothes either. Or the money that Mark earns? I think I remember seeing this picture a lot in our chapters. It's a picture of money. There's a dollar, a bill, and coins. I think that's the answer. The answer is C. A budget plan shows the money that Mark earns. Rule number 3. Where does Mark put his money? When he earns his money, does he put it in an envelope? Like maybe when he goes to the bank, or if he's going to keep it and spend it right away, but we didn't talk about envelopes this story. Does he put it in a savings account? I definitely remember seeing this picture a lot. Our piggy bank? That's something I remember seeing. Or a trunk. I don't remember talking about a trunk. I do remember seeing this picture a lot and hearing the word savings account. Where does Mark put his money? In a savings account. See if I can do this upside down. Here we go. Rule number 4. What does Mark get to pay for the video game system? This was one we heard. I think we can find it back in our chapter if we need it. Let's see. I think he spends his cash. We're looking for cash. Where was I so excited? I saw it. See, sometimes it takes time to find the answers that we're looking for. Hey, I found it on page 39. It is right here that Mark gets cash to pay for the video game system. So let's look at the pictures. Mark gets cash. So this is the picture we're looking for. And if you've got real cash in real life to use for your students to show it, this would be a good time to show cash so that they can see the real item next to the picture picture symbol of it. It's a good connection from real objects to just the picture. So cash, here we go. The answer is A, cash. Last question for chapter 5. What is important to know about this chapter? Is it that A, Mark doesn't earn money? Well, we know that's not true. He has a job at the grocery store. That B, Mark feels proud he can buy what he wants. I definitely remember talking talking about that. Or C, Mark breaks his video game. Oh no, that'd be so sad. I don't remember talking about breaking his video game. I think the answer is B. Mark feels proud he can buy what he wants. And if you need to confirm that, it is on page 40, the top line. Mark feels proud that he can get what he wants. Mark feels proud. So Mark feels proud that he can get what he wants. I feel proud of you guys for successfully reading and answering the comprehension questions for Chapter 5, Mark Makes a Budget Plan. Yay! Great job, everybody, and see you next time for Chapter 6, which is the last chapter book of April. And I'll give you a little teaser. Chapter 6 is called Mark Thinks About Different Jobs. All right, so see you next time. Great job, everybody. Keep it up, and see you next time. Bye.